Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for joining me today. In today's video, we're going to be going over the fusion schedule that just got released for Ugir the Wyrmeater. So the fusion is active right now. There he is in game. We went over this briefly in an earlier video about what I thought about his kit. I think it's actually a serviceable kit, although he is not anything super exciting. I actually mistaken him for an orc. He's actually an Ogryn. It looks like an orc to me, but yeah, looks pretty cool. He has what looks to be like a Pythian type character on his body. So anyways, the fusion is live right now. We have some active events, so we'll go over that as well as what I think we can do for the schedule to make it as smooth and as efficient as possible. So let's jump right into it. All right, folks, so here's the schedule that's got released in game right now. So I'm going to move my body, and the first thing that you guys will notice is down here there is only a total of 110 total available fragments in this entire schedule. So this includes leaderboard wins as well. So the significant part about this is the 40 and the 60. That means that you cannot skip a single event. You cannot miss a single event. There's really no flexibility, because relying on this 10 points from a tournament win is kind of foolish, to be honest. Expecting to win a tournament is really difficult, especially when it's champion training. So if you guys ever done a champion training tournament before, you guys would know it's extremely difficult to win or even guarantee that you will win, and especially since this is the only available fragment in this entire schedule. You know, there's going to be some people that are desperate for those fragments and will likely push people into some difficult situations for the resources. But anyway, so with that in mind, we have unskippable fragments everywhere. Let's jump into what this means. So first, we start off with the spider tournament. So we have spider going on right now. It lines up with the dungeon diver on day one. Perfect. It does have a long champion training event here, which is okay. I mean, spider's not the best for champion training. There's not too many situations where spider can farm food as well as farm spider, but there are some, but not super popular. We then have the classic arena. That's a given 100%, five fragments there, and then we have the summon rush. So this fusion will basically come down to the summon rush. You will notice that we don't have a second summoning event for this entire schedule, so that's a little bit of a kind of like a positive for the schedule. Hey, we only have one summon rush or one summoning event. There's no champion chase. Usually champion chase would be about here, but no champion chase. This leads me to believe that in place of the champion chase, there is likely to be some other kind of summoning event. Maybe like a path, some kind of path event. But there's going to be definitely some kind of summoning event on Friday. That's their thing, right? If they're not going to put it in the fusion, it's going to be something extra. So it's look out for that. I mean, if you're going to save some shards, you might be saving for this event, the upcoming Friday. So this summon rush, we have 20 fragments. It's most likely going to be split up 5 and 15. It means we cannot skip it if we want to complete this fusion, which means we're at their mercy kind of. For what they want to charge for the epic. So for the epic in past fusions, usually we're looking at up to 10 sacreds worth. So 4,900, 5,000, around that mark. Like that would be really nasty if they put that there. I don't know how I'm going to do this fusion if it's going to be 5,000, personally speaking, because on my account, I actually nuked all my sacreds. I only have 2 left. I actually only have 1 left, and I guess I got 1 recently, but I only have 2 left, and I do not feel like pulling void shards or ancient shards for this fusion. So I really don't know what I'm going to do, but we'll tackle that when we get there, I guess. I might just have to go 2,000 in mystery shards and just hammer that out that way. We do have a training event, so that lines up well with the summon rush. Artifact enhancement, we see 3 of them. That's pretty much a normal thing for fusions. Yeah. However, what is not normal, along with only 1 summoning event, is that there is only 2 dungeon diving events. So actually, this fusion, although it's unskippable, it's actually no difference. I'm not sure if that's a positive, because it's like you give us 100 fragments, so we can't skip anything. However, you remove a couple tournaments or a couple events. It doesn't really matter, because in past fusions, if we did extra fragments, we would be skipping those events anyways. So this style, where they're just limiting exactly the time frame and exactly what we need to get, is actually worse, like way worse than previous fusions. Even though they've reduced some of these events, like 2 dungeon divers or 1 summoning event, it doesn't matter, right? Because you can put 3 dungeon divers here. It doesn't mean we have to do all 3 like in past fusions. So yeah, so having this set up, it makes it really inflexible for people, especially if people are on holidays or if they need days off and stuff. It just makes it really, really hard for people to schedule around things. So Dragon, you have Dragon here. It does line up with the champion training, which is kind of nice, but it does not line up with this dungeon diver, which means you have to finish the dungeon diver all in Spider, which really, really sucks. So you're spending double the amount of energy needed to complete the tournament into dungeon diver, roughly, because like 2250 points for Spider and 3700 points for dungeon diver right now. You're basically spending twice as much. You'll probably end up with like 4.5k points in Spider just to finish this dungeon diver. And then you have the Dragon Tournament following, which does line up with dungeon diver here and some of training. So that's a good spot, because Dragon's really good for training as well as dungeon diving. So that's good. That's good. Ice Golem with training. If you have an Artak, I have some builds for Artak that allows me to farm Ice Golem 9 with 4 food, which is really, really nice. And then there's no dungeon divers after that. So the energy, and then you have Fire Knight here by itself, which is 2250, which is okay. And paired up with the training tournament, it's not really the best, but it is what it is. But no more dungeon diving, so it's kind of less energy overall. But like I said, it removes some flexibility away from you, because if you were to collect extra shards anyways, you would just skip previous dungeon diving events or the champ chase event, for example. So I was expecting a champion chase event so that I can skip the second half of summon rush, because I know based on my shard situation, I'm a little bit weaker in the summon rush events, but I can still do champion chase events no problem. I don't know if maybe Plarium thought about this and they said, hey, since we did so many shard events, people will be low on shards, and then this is the shard heavy event, the summon rush. The summon rush is the shard heavy event. Chase is not so much shard heavy, because you can still manage it with other avenues of acquiring champions, like fragments, for example. So for me, that was the case. And then this looks like this event is 100% catered to make life difficult for me specifically, but we will prevail and do this fusion no matter what. I don't think he's like 100% must get, but in my opinion, I just like to get all the fusions if I can reasonably get them, and I think I can still reasonably get this champion. So anyways, guys, I think that's going to be it. Oh, and I just want to make a quick comment about the rotating shard events that we used to have, like the 2x, Voids, Ancients, and Sacreds. So it seems like those that schedule for those 3 different types of shards are being kind of like pushed down the line when they put in like one of these special shard events. So for example, this new progressive shard event, it's just inserted, like shoehorned in between the what would have been, I believe, 2x Ancients to this week. I'm not 100% sure. I've actually kind of lost track, but it seems like the 2x shard events are being kind of pushed ahead into the future whenever a special event or a new event like the progressive points event gets plugged in just kind of randomly. So next week we could kind of expect a 2x event, maybe. I'm not 100% sure, and they have not confirmed anything. So just a quick note about that. So we might see, like I said, we might see either a special shard event in this block, or we could see like 2x 2x Ancients back, and then it'll follow the schedule again until they want to shoehorn in another special type of shard event again. But I don't think they're going away or anything like that. It's just the schedule is being disrupted right now based on whenever they feel like putting in some new shard events for us to figure out. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for the video. Appreciate you guys watching and your time as always. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this schedule. Are you guys going for Ugir the Wyrmeater? And yeah, anyways, have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.